Speaking of the U.S. Marshals, who you just brought up, I think it was David Bailey who put a $10,000 bounty out there for someone to figure out who's holding what keys to what digital assets over there. Have you heard anything? So I think it was CoinDesk that published a piece. It was maybe between 10 and 14 days ago at this point. That sort of illustrated that the U.S. Marshals don't tend to know how many digital assets they have, which ones they have, which versions of them that they have some of them forked, do they have the forked versions, etc. Have you heard anything about an update on this? Are people gathering the keys to these assets, coming up with some sort of legitimate list that we can sort of measure up against when it comes to putting together either a strategic Bitcoin reserve?
I haven't heard any reaction or any movement in response to that article, which was very concerning to me.
Yes,
As a taxpayer, as a citizen, I don't like to see my government sort of act irresponsibly in the possession and management of billions of dollars of my assets.
totally.
Like you want like forget Bitcoin, whether it was Ferraris or whatever. Like
Whatever.
whatever you got that you've held in those seizures, like this should be properly managed and accounted. And so that
Yeah,
was quite a shocking story. And I hope it triggers, intense scrutiny. It's kind of funny or ironic in the era of Doge and, Elon's folks running around. I'm like, the Doge folks should like take a look at this, right? Like, where is America's Bitcoin? Who has control of it? How is it properly, custodied and secured? I mean, that's not an insignificant sum of funds. It seems quite irresponsible for a government agency just to kind of throw this into a spreadsheet.
totally.
Yeah, quite concerning to me. I don't have any inside information about the response to that, or maybe it's who knows, maybe it's misreported. I don't know, but
Okay.
on the face of it, it's very concerning. And I hope the incoming leadership at these agencies, which are, to be honest, like they just recently got their spots right.
Right.
And there's lots of other geopolitical and geoeconomic things happening that this may not be the top priority, but
Right.
I think it should be addressed imminently. But yeah, and I think the president could just say like, hey, where is America's Bitcoin? You say 200,000, but that's just like a number. I don't actually know if we can point to anything very 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 reliably and say yes, like, okay, these are the UTXOs and this is who holds them. This is the custody arrangement. This is the
Right.
security arrangement. This is the audit. Yada yada yada. Like we're sort of going off of somewhat I don't know weak information, and that story was concerning to me.
Well, I was surely hoping for a more comforting response than that, but I appreciate the honesty, so
Like,
thank
we'll
you.
take each one, and hopefully, we're gonna bring it up, on next Tuesday, and hopefully someone brings it up in the summit tomorrow, right?
Okay.
If we're gonna talk about, uh, Bitcoin reserve or even a crypto reserve of some kind, it's like, hey guys, like, step one is just to like get control of the things you already have,
Totally.
and that seems to be like a no brainer. I think everyone should agree with that, right? Like you could be completely against the SBR, but like want to ensure that we have effective governance and accountability of our assets.
Yeah, absolutely.